And good afternoon, baseball fans. We welcome you. Day number 4 of the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA Championship Tournament here just outside of Hoover, Alabama. Today we're playing at the John Carroll Catholic Baseball School here, the baseball facility here at John Carroll Park. Will be a good matchup this afternoon. Two teams going after one another. The East Coast Select 2029 Club going against the ZT National Prospects 14U Major Division. That'll be a good matchup. Day 4 of the tournament. The tournament continues to roll on, and we welcome you this afternoon. Chris Allard with the call. Quindell, your umpire, he'll manage things on the field. He'll take care of business and keep everything in check, working with his partner on the infield, Brent. He'll take care of business there, and Trent, working for Perfect Game, will manage things here, keeping score, everybody moving forward, and keeping a clean game throughout this afternoon. We welcome you. Day number 4, the 2025 WWBA. Stay with us, folks. First pitch coming up. And on the defensive side, things to start it off. The home team, the ZT National Prospects, they'll be the home club. On the mound, the lefty, Mason Moeller. Moeller will take some warm-up tosses. Behind the plate catching today, Jimmy Stout. Over on the first base side, Daniel D. Bedar. And over on the second base side, Jordan Leon. Leon's having a good one so far. All the members of the ZT 14U National Team. Over on the third base side, Noah Gerolimic, actually, correction there. Easton O'Quinn. He had third base with Gerolimic. And that looks like there's a switch there. Shortstop, Blake Barberena will take care of business there over on the left side. Left field, Trey Lawrence. Carter Nash, he'll run the outfield, run center field for the club. And rounding things out on the right side, Brody Taylor. That's the defensive set for your ZT Prospects 14U National Team. Day number 4, game 4 here. It's one a day in the tournament format until you get into bracket play, and that's when things really get heated up. No pun intended. Temperatures out here in triple digits. It's been quite warm. I don't think we're at 100 yet today, but we're certainly in the 90s. And, of course, high humidity. Coach heading down for the Sox down on the third base side. And first base coach set up as well. DeCapin will step in. He'll lead off things for the Sox here as he's prepared to step into the box. Swings it from right-hand side, lefty, righty I should say. As Jimmy Stout heads out to talk to Moeller to get things started off. Game 4 here, again as mentioned in the 2025 WWBA. Chris Allard with a call. We appreciate those joining us here throughout the course of this tournament. It's been a good one thus far. We've seen some excellent competition. And we are ready to go. Quindell, our umpire, takes a look, checks things on the field. He'll put it in play. We're ready to go. And the count is 1-0 at the plate. Shortstop side, gathering Barberena, 6-3 put out to Bedar. So one down. And Barberena handles it himself for the first out for the Prospects. Kolniak will step in. Lefty-lefty matchup here. With one out here in the top of the first frame. If you're just joining us, we welcome you this afternoon. And Moeller opens up with a strike. The count is 0-1. And And a ball swung on, hit fair down the third base side. Kolniak gets a cut. And O'Quinn to his right. Not able to glove up and on board with a single. So the two-hitter gets on board after a put out for Barberena with the captain. He has a seat. And a single for Kolniak. Davis will step in. Kolniak being held on over at first base from Bedard. And Muller with a direct line of sight right over to the bag. Throw. So a slurve for Muller. And swing and a miss on the outside. The count is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Davis looks at a ball, and the count is 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, Muller. Runs it outside and gets the K. And Muller settling in quickly here for the Prospects with 2 outs on the books. The 4-hitter Fowler comes in. He hits as the DH. He's got Kolniak over at first, trying to move him around as Muller steps off. And Muller opens up with a strike. The count is 0-1 on a changeup. Long hold for Muller. Runner on the go. Throw down. Jimmy Stout. A good throw down. Tag is on. And an outplay down there. So good work. Jordan Leon puts on the tag over on the second base side. And Kolniak will have a seat. A good throw for Jimmy Stout. Came out quickly. And the East Coast select team, little Strand 1, will head to the bottom of the first frame. No score. The 2025 Perfect Game WWBA, the 14U Majors Division. Stay with us. The Prospects will get on the offensive side. We'll be right back.
Twice. After the second one, I was like, this recovery is pretty. Going to the going program, all that stuff is rough. See Nash?
Well, starting things off, Carter Nash will step in. Nash, the leadoff hitter for the club here in the bottom of the first frame and no score. Quindell puts it in. We're ready to go here. And the count is 1-0. So a 2-0 count to Carter Nash. Brian Henderson, the pitcher of record for East Coast Sox. And a high fly out there and one down. A 1 out, and Blake Barberena will step in. And a ball out. The count is 1-0. Berge, the catcher of record, over in the 3-spot. Davis. Kolniak over in the 4 spot as Barberena takes a cut, fouls it off to the left side and out of play. In the 5 spot, Barrett, and the 6 spot over in the shortstop is Edge. Looks like that's how it reads on the lineup card. Henderson in the 7 spot, 8 spot, DiCaprio, and the ball low there. The count goes to 2-1. Rounding things out on the right side, Patterson. That's the defensive set for your East Coast Sox. And a strike called there. The count evens up at 2-2. Well, Barberena steps back in with a 2-2 count. Prospects looking to get something started early for their club. On the other side, Sox looking for an out. That ball is up. The count goes full at 3-2. And up and in on Barberena. He'll get on board with a walk. So Henderson comes in tight there, and Easton O'Quinn will step in. O'Quinn hitting in the 3 spot with Barberena good speed over on the first base side. Davis will hold him on. Throw back over, and a good move off of the hill there. Over to first. So Barberena having to get back quickly there. Another throw over and slap tag down, and Anderson working over on the first base side, getting his work in, saying, hey, I know you're there. Takes another look from the stretch of work. O'Quinn waiting patiently. Pitch on the way. O'Quinn, well hit ball, left side, left fielder backing up, and a long route, he'll pull it in. And a good crack off the barrel for Easton O'Quinn, but a good play over on the left side. And the first out there. Correction, second out. Flying out to the left side. Jordan Leon will step in. And that ball gets away. Barberena will move up 90 feet as the ball gets through on the plate. And the count is 1-0. So Barberena moves up. And a 1-0 count to Jordan Leon. Leon looking for a knock here. Deep fields, 310 to the corners, 340 in the power alleys, and 370 dead center. 345 on the left side. And a ball is low. The count's 2-0 as Leon lays off. So a quick visit out to the bump. Catcher talking to his pitcher, Brian Henderson. As Berge says, okay, let's settle down here how we're going to pitch to Leon. Barberena at second, defense is ranged up. A long look at second, pitch on the way. And a strike outside, the count goes to 2-1. Now Henderson gets the outer third of the plate called. Second baseman for a moment, sort of shuffling in, nothing really doing there as Leon will step out. Occasionally, a light breeze coming in, as it is right now up here in the press box, and it feels quite good. I think Trent's in agreement with me on that one. This is absolutely. And no throw down to third as that sneaks through on Berge. So a 3-1 count with Barberena over on third base. And a scoring opportunity here for Jordan Leon and the prospects. Line drives are your friends. High flyouts in these deeper fields are typically pulled in. Pitch on the way. Ball 4. So Jordan Leon gets on board. And a walk administered there. Runners at the corners, and Monster, a.k.a. Nateo Victorio, will step in. Nateo, catcher for the club. He's hitting as a DH today in the 5 spot. Jimmy Stout taking care of business, managing the dish for the club today. Leon over at first, Barberena at third. And that ball gets away, and that'll carry him off of the shin guard. And Leon will move up 90 feet, and Barberena will come home. The prospects bring one over. So a ball at the plate, and unfortunately getting away from Berge as it just hit his shin guard and went right up to the first base side, more towards the dugout. So Victoria looks at ball 1. Shortstop was in tight. He'll range up and move off. The count is 2-0. The prospects are looking for something here with Leon at second. Shortstop again rolls off. And a ball missing low. The count is 3-0, says Quindell. Doing a good job for perfect game here this weekend. All of the umpires. Brent doing a nice job as well. 2-man operation. Making sure they keep everything under control as that ball is up and in. And Victoria will get on board with a walk. And runners at first and second. And Trey Lawrence will step in. Now 2 outs for Brian Henderson and the East Coast Sox select team. Runners at first and second. Lawrence lays off there, and the count is 1-0. Beautiful facility here at the John Carroll High School. And a pitch inside. Henderson comes in on Lawrence and looks at a strike. The count goes to 1-1. Kind of elevated up in the hills. It's a beautiful area around here. The Robert Trent Jones Trail has a number of golf courses and a lot of action going on inside the ZT Dads Club here, if you will, with tons of golf. And everybody holds up. Leon looked like he was ready to take off to third, and Berge got that out in front. The count's 2-1. There's been a lot of talk amongst the dads here, and some exciting golf action. Parents trying to take advantage of this long tournament as it's one a day. Couldn't do much more than that, but players are going to need to be ready for that when we get into bracket play, because you could potentially play 2 games or more per day, and it's going to be who's the fittest and who wants it the most. Bryant takes a long look, throw back to second, who was not even near the base. Bryant, I think he had to throw it over as he made the move. As Jordan Leon was really not that far off of the base. A 2-1 count. Swing and a miss at the plate. Lawrence takes a cut. The count goes to 2-2. So twos across the board here in the bottom of the first frame. 1-0 Prospects. CT trying to cash in on their runners on the bases. And a ball's up, fastball. The count goes to 3-2. And a ball out, ball 4. Low on the outer third of the plate. And outside, says Quindahl. And the bases are loaded. And Brody Taylor will step in. Had an opportunity to play a round of golf with his father, Aaron, good golfer. And I'll say this much on the broadcast, because another big game coming up tomorrow for the dads is he's the master of the 5-iron. A lot of fun, though, for these parents getting out and trying to enjoy some time outside of the games with one a day. Robert Trent Jones Trail, tons of golf around this area. But our focus now is the 2025 WWBA, the 14U Majors Division. As the coach talking to his players out on the mound, just saying, hey, let's settle in here for a minute, guys. Just trying to settle down Henderson on the mound. And Taylor will step in. So the Prospects, they brought one over on a ball that caromed off on the shin guard of Berge, the catcher for the Sox, with Barberena at third. Now the bases are juiced with 2 outs. And that almost gets away. And the count is 1-0 as Bryant looks at his hand. And with the humidity and all, it's difficult for a pitcher. You can put a rosin bag out on the mound, but it's got to stay there for everybody. I've seen that where guys will pick it up after they throw an inning. The other team says, wait a minute. Trent's looking at me like, yeah, you can't do that. And a strike there. So you got to leave it on the mound if you take it out there, whether it's yours or whomever it might be, but typically not a problem. But yeah, a little bit of moisture. And a 1-1 count to Taylor, looking for a knock here. Pitch on the way. Taylor takes a big cut at the plate, and Henderson gets it through. So Henderson here at a ball and 2 strikes on Brody Taylor. Taylor steps back in. Taylor, swing and a miss, strike 3. He'll strike out at the box. They'll leave 3 on. They only get 1 out of the deal. And Henderson and the Sox get out of it. We'll head to the second, the 2025 perfect game, WWBA, the 14U Majors Division. Chris Allard with the call. Stay with us. And bringing you back into live action here. The Prospects were able to bring one over in their first offensive sequence there with Barberena at third. And as I mentioned, Karam off of Berge, the catcher, up the first base side, was able to bring Barberena over with no problem. So Mason Moeller ready to go here in the second. Prospects leading 1-0. Fowler will step in and looks at a ball out. The count's 1-0. A 2-0 count. Mueller trying to locate his fastball here, and Fowler will step out. And a swing there at the plate. The count goes to 2-1. And a 2-2 count here. Moeller ready to go. The 2-2 pitch. Moeller comes in low, and the count goes full at 3-2. And a ball pulled to the left side, and foul. A good stroke for Fowler down the third base line. Trey Lawrence over in left field, shaded more to his left. And that ball was pulled down towards the fence line, and the 3-2 count holds here. And swing and a miss, strike three. So Mason Moeller dials one up and gets the K. As Fowler will have a seat, the 5-hitter, Berge, the catcher, comes in. And one out here in the top of the second. Moeller runs it low and out. The count is 1-0. So Moeller and the Prospects, as I mentioned, leading this one 1-0. If you're just joining us this afternoon, we welcome you. And Moeller runs it low there. The count is 2-0. And the ball cut foul to the right side as Moeller runs it out. Berge goes after it. And the count is 2-1. Just shy of 160 teams entered this division. The best teams in the country being represented. 64 will go into brackets. That starts on Thursday. Moeller ready to deal. Pitch on the way. Ball's cut foul straight back. And the count evens up at 2-2. So Moeller evens things up as a couple baseballs come in. Coach Sam over on the dugout side for the Prospects. Coach Ronnie and Coach Eric Ortiz, Coach Trey, and of course the skipper, Carlos Avila. With a 2-2 pitch. Ball's outside. The count goes full at 3-2. So Berge lays off there, not chasing out that time. And Moeller takes him to a full count. Barberena, good glove there, well executed across the deck to Bedar, a 6-3 putout. Barberena to Daniel Bedar over on the first base side. The Prospects will pick up their second out. So Barberena doing some good work there on the shortstop side for the club. Easy play for Bedar to snag that off of first. He's been playing some good first base for the club this season as Moeller opens up with a ball. Seen some good plays picked and getting his bat going as well. All the players contributing here for the success that the Prospects have enjoyed this season. A strike there. Moeller makes the adjustment and things even up at 1-1. Porter, the 1-1 count. And a ball swung on, fouls it straight back. Porter coming in as the 6 hitter, playing as the EH today. And Moeller looking for an out pitch here as Jimmy Stout sets up. And a ball missing out, and the count evens up at 2-2. And swing and a miss. Moeller showing his stuff today. And efficient on the mound. Mason Moeller, the lefty for the Prospects. They'll turn it over. They go 1-2-3. The Prospects will get the bottom of the frame here. We're through 1.5. The Prospects lead this one 1-0. Chris Allard with the call. Stay with me. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in here, we're ready to go as Noah Gerolimic will start things off for the Prospects here in the bottom of the second frame, 1-0 Prospects. The Prospects will go 8, 9, 10 here in their lineup as Brian Henderson stays on the hill for the Sox. We're ready to go. And coming inside, the count is 1-0. So Gerolimic looks at a 2-0 count here. And a ball up and in. The count goes to 3-0. So Noah steps back in. Coach Trey down on the first base side, and Carlos, the head coach, down on the third base side for the club. The 3-0 pitch. Strike there. Henderson able to locate. And comes inside, gets the inner third as Gerolimic was taking all the way. Noah still in a hitter's count here at 3-1. Ball 4, so Geralamick will get on board with a walk, and stepping in, Daniel Bedard. As I mentioned, D had some good knocks, always with Bedard. You can count on him here and there for some RBI stuff, and some good work over on the first base side. As D steps in, he's got a runner at first in Geralamick with no outs. Runner on the move. Bedard, good bunt, lays it down. And Bedard does his job, and moving up is Geralamick. 90 feet to first base, second base. So good work for Bedard there. Runner moves over. So Bedard lays it down. Geralamick moves up, and Charlie Blaylock will step in. And Charlie looks at a strike. The count is 0-1. Henderson steps off. He'll reset as Geralamick steps off. Second shortstop, I should say, edging tight on him. He'll roll off. Pitch on the way. And a ball just misses out. The count evens up at 1-1. Lighten up your picture a little bit here as the clouds move in, darkens things up. You're watching at home on a computer or your phone, and Charlie tries to bunt and fouls it off. Good idea, try to find any way on, a little small ball as Blaylock steps back in. Anderson from the stretch, edge over at shortstop, right in Geralamick's back pocket. Pitch on the way, runner goes right to the first baseman, and they're going to tie him up. Geralamick was on the go, and not sure what the strategy was there. Coach Carlos looked at him like whether he was going to freeze on the line or keep going. Not certain what that was, but nonetheless, they'll turn it over as Blaylock right to the first baseman and throw over to second. They turn 2. Stay with us. We'll head to the third frame. Prospects leading this one 1-0. So once again, bringing you back in here, the top of the third, 1-0 Prospects. Day 4, game number 4 for the Prospects. Prospects have won 3 and tied 1. Correction. Two and 1 on the record there. My apologies. Here we are in day 4. And I'm not even in the sun right now. 2 wins, 1 tie, and ahead here in the top of the third. So Stout sends it down to second base. We'll be ready to open up here with Barrett and the 7, 8, 9 hitters for East Coast Sox 2029 select team. We'll get back on the offensive side. These young men working hard out in the heat. Here's where slightly past 3:15 here, and it's outside of Hoover, Alabama, and the count is 1-0. And Moeller comes inside for the strike. Good work inside. And Moeller evens things up. The count is 1-1. And the ball cut foul straight back. No play there, and the count goes to 1-2. This event being played in multiple locations around Hoover area. Met Sports Complex, a beautiful facility yesterday. And a strike there. So Moeller, curveball comes in and will sit Barrett, the 7-hitter. Patterson will come in. So Moeller being efficient here, getting his work in game 4. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Moeller gets a strikeout on Barrett. Count is 1-0. And a ball low, the count even 2-0. And the count is 3-0, so Moeller falling off just slightly here on the 8-hitter Patterson with a 3-0 count. And Moeller, ball 4, so Patterson on his way to first, and a 4-pitch walk for Moeller with 1 out. And Henderson will step in. And Henderson takes a slice, fouls it back, and the count is 0-1. So Bedard holding on. Pitch on the way. Runner goes. Strike there. A good throw down. The tag is on. And a good play there again for Jimmy Stout. Pulls the cannon out. And fires down to Barberena as he slaps on the tag. Runner out and a strike at the plate. The count is 1-2. So Jimmy Stout showing his work behind the plate. And a 1-2 count. And a ball at the plate. Stout thought he had a strike there. And the count evens up at 2-2. And a curveball just missing there. And the count goes full at 3-2. So Moeller looks a little frustrated there, I think, on the last pitch. And then he gets a walk here. And Some shuffling of the deck there. Jordan Leon will come in. Charlie Blaylock will shift over to second. And Jimmy Stout's going to have a walk out to the bump, as there could be some shuffling on the pitching side for the prospects. Mason Mueller. Charlie Blaylock, as I mentioned, goes into second base. Stout having a word with his guy, just saying, hey, Mason, settle down. You've got good command here. You've got 2 outs on the books. You're in the top of the third. You got a runner on in Henderson. And a ball up. So Edge looks at a 1-0 count. Bedard holding on Patterson at first. Correction, Henderson. And a strike called there. The count goes to 1-1. And Mueller misses in. The count goes to 2-1. A long way, Bedard, Charlie Blaylock, and Bedard pulls it in. So Daniel Bedard off of the first base side. He had to kind of move away from it, and he'll pull it in. So Bedard takes care of business. They leave 1 on. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Prospects will get on the offensive side. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in here, we're ready to go in the bottom of the third. A low-scoring affair thus far, 1-0. Prospects have had a couple of opportunities to cash in with runners occupying all stations, not able to do so, and 1 out, 1 run over on a play off of Berge, the catcher, in the first frame. Off the shin guard with Barberena at third. There's only been 1 hit. And Jimmy Stout will step in. Count is 1-0. On deck, Carter Nash. And a strike there. The count evens up is 1-1. And a 2-1 count. Ball into the shortstop glove, 1 hopper, and a pick at first and 1 out. So Carter Nash will step in. Prospects here 11, 12, 1. Correction, 11, 1, my bad there. And Nash steps in, we're ready to go. And that gets away from Henderson. The count is 1-0. So Nash looking for a knock here in the third. Bottom of the frame, 1-0 Prospects. And the count is 2-0 as Nash not chasing anything outside. Henderson staying on the mound for the Sox. And a strike outside, the count goes to 2-1. So Carter Nash, patient at the plate, a 3-1 count. Base is empty, 1 out, bottom third. And ball 4 outside for Henderson, and Nash will get on board. Freebie down to first base, 90 feet for him, and Blake Barberena will step in. Runner goes, throw down to second, good throw and good speed, and out at second. So Carter Nash gets picked off at second, and that'll clear the bags. And 2 outs. And a 1-1 count for Barberena. So Barberena with a 3-1 count on him. And second base. Steal attempt. Thrown out there. Barberena pulls it foul to the right side and out of play. The 3-2 count to Barberena with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Henderson ready to deal, pitch on the way. Barberena cuts it foul, straight back, out of play. Prospects. Their last series at bat. Not able to manufacture any additional runs with runners on as Barberena pulls it foul. And the 3-2 count holds. And a ball up, so Henderson will walk Barberena and put him on. And Easton O'Quinn will step in. And O'Quinn, right side in the gap, left fielder, good route there, long way to go, little trouble there. And going into second hard is O'Quinn, rounding is Barberena. And O'Quinn pulls the trigger, right center. And will pick himself up an RBI double. So the Prospects get their second run over here. First run of the bottom of the third frame. Stepping in, Jordan Leon. Leon hitting in the 4 spot. And Henderson comes inside, opens up with a strike. The count is 0-1. Just past the 3:30 p.m. hour here, just outside of Hoover, Alabama. You're enjoying the 2025 WWBA, the 14U Majors Division. And the count evens up at 1-1. The East Coast Sox 2029 select team going against the ZT National Prospects 14U Majors team. The national team prospect shortstop should have a routine play there. Good gather. Throw across is off the base. And coming in, Easton O'Quinn will cruise in from third. And what looked like the third out for the Sox ends up putting on Jordan Leon. Over on the first base side, a little trouble there for Davis. Throw was really off as that gets through. Well, the Prospects bring 2 over here in the bottom of the third. 3-0 with 2 outs, and Mateo Victoria will step in. Berge takes a moment there just to get some water. Heat is intense here. We're actually up in the press box area, and it's still warm, but not like it is on the field. So Victoria will step in. 2 outs, bottom third, 3-0 Prospects. Anderson working from the stretch. Davis over at first base, holding on Jordan Leon. Right side, right fielder charging, a little stumble there, and what looked like a possibility of the third out there, and a little bit of stumble on the right side for Patterson. And Victorio gets on board. Runners at the corners now with Trey Lawrence stepping in. So a visit out to the mound to talk to Henderson. Prospects knocking on the door again here in the bottom of the frame. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA. Back to live action. We're ready to go here, and a ball at the plate. The count is 1-0 for Trey Lawrence. Lawrence hitting in the 6th spot. Victorio on base. Runners at the corners. Ball missing up. The count is 2-0. Brody Taylor on deck for the Prospects. Trey Lawrence looking for a knock with a runner in scoring position, and Jordan Leon. Pitch on the way. And Victoria will take off. He'll move up 90 feet. And the count goes to 3-0. And ball four, a 4-pitch walk for Trey Lawrence, and he'll move over to first base, and the base is loaded again here for the Prospects, and Brody Taylor will step in. They were not able to cash in their last series when they had an opportunity. Henderson was able to get out of it, and Taylor will step in now with 2 outs. Light breeze coming in, feels very comfortable as Henderson opens up with the ball. Outside, the count's 1-0. Big opportunity for the Prospects. Henderson and the Sox looking to get out of it. And the count is 2-0. Day 4, game 4. Prospects record thus far, they're 2 wins, 1 tie. They tied with the SA Kings out of San Antonio, their second game. And here now in the 4th, leading 3-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. And hit by pitch. And Brody Taylor takes it on the bicep area. Looked like the upper part of the arm, actually. And Leon will come over. So hit by pitch, walks the run over, and they pick up their 4th. And Noah Gerolamick will step in. So a little bit of communication over there from the dugout of the Prospects as Quindal, our head umpire, checking things there, and he'll gear back up and put it in play. 2 down. Gerolamick steps in. Bases loaded. And the count is 1-0. Brian Henderson, the pitcher, kind of looking at his hand there. I know there's a lot of moisture. You don't have to move very much to start to sweat, and no rosin bag out there on the hill. Trying to keep his hand well gripped there as he comes inside, and the count's 2-0. Here at the John Carroll baseball field, John Carroll High School. Nice facility. Good sized field for these young men. Pitch on the way. Ball misses out. The count goes to 3-0. As I mentioned, 310 down the left field side, 307 to the right side, 345 on the left side power alley, and 370 at center, and 340 to the right side of the power alley. So Henderson will put Gerolamick on with a walk, so 2 over on walks, and the Prospects put run number 5 over. And a walk by Henderson. So Donnie Elbadar will step in. And the ball inside, the count is 1-0. So Henderson, difficulty locating here a bit. High humidity, he's been working hard out there, running his counts up, and finds himself in a little bit of trouble here. And locates there for the strike. The count goes to 2-1. So a 3-1 count to Bedar. As D steps out and reloads. And right back to the pitcher. Henderson will take it himself. But the Prospects get a couple over. And they'll lead this one 5-0. We'll head to the fourth. Stay with us. Prospects leading over the East Coast Sox, the select 2029 club. Chris Allard with the call. You're enjoying the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA. We'll be right back. Well, bringing you back in, we're ready to go here in the top of the fourth frame. Prospects leading 5-0. Jordan Leon taking over the right-hander. He'll open up with a strike there. The count is 0-1. And a strikeout. The count goes to 0-2, so Leon opens up there, ahead in the count. And slider there. DiCaprio will have a seat. 3-pitch. Good work for Leon. And he puts up the first out for the Prospects here in the top of the fourth frame. So the two-hitter will step in. Kolniak. Second baseman, good gather there for Blaylock. Routine play. 4-3 put out. Charlie takes care of business. And 2 outs for the Prospects. The 3-hitter Davis will step in. And that gets away from Jordan, bounces at the plate. A good snag for Jimmy Stout. Behind the dish, the count's 1-0. And right back to the glove of Jordan Leon. A little underhand toss to Bedard. And a 1-3 put out. So good work for Jordan Leon. He goes 1-2-3. They turn the side over. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Prospects leading 5-0. We're ready to go here in the bottom of the fourth. Charlie Blaylock steps in. And a strike there. The count is 0-1. So pitching change for the Sox. Briggs Patterson taking over on the hill. Opens up with a 1-1 count on Blaylock. And a ball missing out. The count goes to 2-1. Charlie right side. Well hit ball. And a good knock for Blaylock. Gets on board. And starts things off with a single for the Prospects here in the bottom of the fourth. Stepping in, Jimmy Stout. Starting catcher for the club here for this game. As Nateo Victorio typically in that role, shared between the two players. Nateo hitting in the DH spot here. And Stout gets tagged there. As Patterson will put him on. And runners at first and second. They're going to run for Jimmy. Brandon Manavong will come in. As Stout, catcher of record, will stay in his role as we head to the fifth. So Manavong being held on over on the first base side. Davis still at first for the club. Patterson coming in, replacing Henderson. And a moment here at the plate with the head umpire. Not sure what's going on there. Maybe some water he needs. Or something. Be a baseball there. Okay. That's all it was. Baseball behind the plate. Barberena takes care of that, and we'll get back to action. Once again, to learn more about what's going on in the world of Perfect Game, go to perfectgame.org. Showcases, events going on as we continue to roll through the 2025 summer season. So Nash, ready to go here. And a ball out that counts 1-0. Nash last at bat, got on board with a walk. Manavong shallow lead. Blaylock on the move. Hit and run. Center fielder coming in. A good play there. He'll grab it, but Blaylock gets back in time, and Manavong will back up to first. So fly out to center. Capin pulls that in. So Barberena will step in. Blaylock at second, Manavong at first. 1 out. And a good stop behind the plate. Chambers taking over behind the plate for Berge. And a 1-0 count. A long look at second base, pitch on the way. Just missing there, the count goes to 2-0. And that gets away at the plate, and everybody will move up 90 feet. And a 3-0 count with runners in scoring position and Charlie Blaylock at third and Manavong at second. Chambers walks out to talk to his pitcher. Patterson just to settle down. He came in for Henderson here in the bottom of the frame. Not sure the pitch call got crossed up there, but nonetheless, a 3-0 count here. And ball four. So Barberena, a 4-pitch walk, and that'll juice the bases. And Easton O'Quinn will step in. Easton O'Quinn, a double and an RBI, his last at bat. Barberena gets on with the walk. And the count is 1-0. O'Quinn, chopper gets through on the 5-6 hole. Here comes one in Blaylock. And rounding third and good speed is Manavong. So O'Quinn gets on board with a single and 2 shot RBI. So Trey Lawrence down the third base side, and Prospects moving ahead here at 10-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Stay with us. Pitching change coming up. So Simpson takes over on the hill with runners at second and third. Brody Taylor will step in, and he'll step back out. Simpson steps off for a moment as the pitching change there as Briggs Patterson steps out of the game. Prospects leading this one 10-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth frame. Production has come to life for the Prospects here, and a good stop behind the plate. Victoria over at third. He'll hold. Trey Lawrence at second. And the count is 1-0. So Taylor looking for a knock here. And a ball out. Count goes to 2-0. One out on deck for the Prospects, Noah Juralamic. And that ball gets through on a 5-6. This could be it. Victoria will score, and Trey Lawrence will come over. And run number 11 and 12, and that'll do it. The Prospects in a run rule here in the bottom of the fourth, being the home team, they'll take the victory here. They do it in fine fashion. The bottom of the fourth, and Brody Taylor gets a well-hit ball, gets through on the 5-6 side, and the Prospects will win this one 12-0. Well, day number 4 in the books. It's been a pleasure calling the games. We'll continue to roll on as the 2025 Perfect Game WWBA Championship event here in Hoover, Alabama continues to roll on. Day 5 tomorrow, and Thursday bracket play will kick in, and that's when things will get very interesting as from what I understand, the best 64 go into bracket, and things will unwind from there. For now, we'll say so long from John Carroll High School. Chris Allard with the call. Sportsmanship prevails. Special thanks to everybody behind the scenes with Perfect Game, our scouts, and, of course, everybody keeping score, and our umpires this afternoon. For now, the Prospects do it in fine fashion. They run rule it 12-0. We'll say so long from John Carroll. We'll be back.